What's going on, everybody? Alex here, Nickens Lawn and Landscape. Late night, Wednesday night, it's about 10:30, and I am out here working on the T180, trying to get the final drive fluid changed, that 2 ounces that's actually in the hub, and I'm also trying to get the filters changed. I've actually already got the filters done. I wrestled with it for a little bit, but I got that done, but I'm trying to get the sprocket on the right side of the machine off. I really cannot get this thing off. I'm fighting it. I've been heating it up, doing everything. I actually posted on my Instagram story looking for a little bit of help, so if you replied to me there, thank you, appreciate that. But I've tried everything, I cannot get this thing off, so not really sure what I'm going to do here, but I figured I would turn on the camera and kind of show you guys what I've done and show you what tools are needed to complete this job. So the first thing I had to do was get the track off. I posted a video on this. So I'll leave a link to that right here that you guys can check out, but a little update to that video. So if you need to know how to take that track off, go check out that video real quick. But a quick update to what I was using there and what I'm using now. I don't know where the other one went. Here it is. But I've got 4 of these metal pieces instead of the wood pieces. So that's a little upgrade I did. That way I'm not breaking them. The wood ones kept snapping on me. Those are a little more sturdy. Lets you get the job done a little bit quicker. So like I said, if you don't know how to take a track off, go check out that video and then come back to this one. But I did that, took the track off, and then I took the sprocket off, and that was 1 1/8 socket is what you need. Don't use a 12-point, use a 6-point. As with anything on these machines, don't try to use a 12-point socket. It always ends up rounding it off. 6-point is definitely your way to go. But 1 1/8, took those 6 bolts out. Like I said, this side came right off. I've had this track off a couple of times, so this one was a little more fresh. And that other track over there, I've actually never had off. So it's going to be a bear, and I'm already fighting it. But basically what you've got going on here is you've got a filler port right here, a little Allen head, and then you've got a drain port down here, and you take both of those out. They're little plugs. You take both of them out, and then it should drain out a little bit of fluid. I've actually heard of people's being dry. I haven't taken this one off yet. I'm going to wait, and I want to do them both at the same time, so I'm going to wait till I get that sprocket off. But you want some little bit of fluid to come out here. There's not going to be much. And then you have this right here that you'll get from Bobcat. And I've also heard that you don't have to use this, that you can just use some different gear lubricant. I don't know. I bought this a long time ago, actually. I planned on doing this last year, last winter, and I never got around to it. I thought I was going to have some spare time, and I never did it. But it's time now, so I don't have a choice anymore. I have to do it, so that's what we're doing. But that goes in there. That's an 8-ounce bottle. I already did the T190. Which is our new machine. I'll be talking about that shortly as well. But I should have enough left in there. There should be 4 ounces, 2 for this side, 2 for that side. So once we get that other sprocket off, we'll do that on both sides. And then you've got these filters down here, which I know it's hard to see. You got that filter. Let me get a light. So you've got these filters, and a lot of people say this is what will destroy your final drives. Is people don't change these, they get clogged up, and they eventually will starve your your drive motor. Basically, for those of you that don't know, this is your drive motor, or your final drive. You have one on each side. But basically what this filter does is filter the fluid right before it goes into that final drive. And if that filter gets clogged or gets neglected and doesn't get changed, which it does because you see what it takes to get it changed, you got to take off a lot of stuff. I've been working at this for a couple hours already. But if those don't get changed, it'll starve your drive motor of fluid and essentially just burn it up. So you got that one down there. And what I did, I'll tell you guys exactly how to do it and exactly what tools I used. What I did was start by loosening this hydraulic line over here, which is right here. That's a 3/4 wrench. You may have to cut one. I did on the T190. This one actually worked out. And then this one right here was my second one I loosened. Again, it's a 3/4, so loosen that. And then I loosened this jam nut right here on the outside of the filter, and then this jam nut on this side of the filter, which are both 3/4. Once I had everything loose, all 4 of those loose, I quickly put a drain pan underneath the hole on this side to catch all the fluid that comes out, because no matter what you do, you're going to lose fluid. But once I had everything loose, I took this one off and this one off as fast as I could, and then I spun the whole filter off of this side. And you may need to get a big crescent wrench and put it on here, but I spun the whole thing off of this, and this is just your drain right outside of your reservoir. So there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be a lot of fluid coming out. But once you do that, then you have this little T right here which has to come off. So I have my new filter sitting right beside me. I quickly put this T on the new filter and then put it right back on here. Got it as tight as I could by hand, and put these 2 lines on as fast as I could to save as much fluid as possible. I know this fluid is somewhat fresh. I had a leak that pretty much drained all of it by the time I had the leak fixed. So I know a lot of this fluid is fresh and it's good. I haven't had any issues, so I wanted to save as much as possible. But that's how you need to do it. You need to break everything loose and then take these 2 lines off as fast as you can. Get this filter off whatever way it may work. This T may come off first by itself, and then you may have to spin it off of this elbow coming out of the reservoir. But either way, just get it off as fast as you can and start putting it back together hand tight as fast as you can, and do these 2 lines last, and you should be in good shape. I don't think I lost very much fluid, maybe a half a gallon, probably less than that. But I've heard people, whenever they do this, they drain their whole tank. So don't do that. Just get everything broke loose. And I sprayed it with PB Blaster about an hour before I even started messing with it, and everything broke loose right away, so I didn't have any issues. This spot down here has tendencies to build up dirt and just get really nasty by the time people get down here to work on it. Fortunately, I keep my machines as clean as I can, and we don't really have any buildup down there. There was a little bit of stuff in there, but it was just a handful or 2 that I scraped up and pulled out, some sticks and leaves, and just a little bit of dirt and grease buildup over the year. But I try to get all this under here cleaned out really good and power wash everything really good once a year. And then anytime I have leaks, I'll do the same thing. And there was a cover right here I had to take off. There was 4, I believe it was 9/16 bolts. That was simple. That's the same as on a wheel machine. They all have those access panels. But that was pretty much what I've done so far. I did this one over here as well. This one's a little bit easier. As you can see, it just has 1 line going in and 1 line coming out. So again, that's 3/4. You just pop those loose and then take the filter out. That one just has a little adapter piece on each side. One's a 90 and one's just a little straight piece. So the lines come off. You can pull the filter out. You have a little piece on each side. Just pull those off as fast as you can, put them on the new filter, make sure it goes on the same way, put it back in there, and I would tighten those down before you even put it in there. Tighten them down and get it in here and get those lines tight. Don't worry about what way that elbow's faced on the bottom, because the top can be whatever way you need it to be, so direction doesn't really matter. Get those tight, get that filter in there as fast as you can, and again, you can see I lost some fluid on this side. I would say I lost quite a bit less on this side because I was already warmed up and ready to go after messing with the other side, so I got this one back together a little bit quicker. But that's pretty much where we stand. And then I'm sitting here fighting this thing. I've tried heating it up multiple times. Got the torch right here. I've heated it up. I broke 1 breaker bar already. I've got another one sitting around here somewhere that I'm trying not to break. Oh, it's already on there. Duh, it's right in front of my face. But I'm trying not to break that one because I need it for different things, and I don't know when I'll be able to replace the broken ones if I break that one as well. So trying not to break that, but I don't really know what else to do. I mean, I've got off some really, really hard bolts and rusted, nasty bolts with this torch and this impact, and I can't seem to break any of those loose, and I don't really want to heat it up too much. I haven't got it red hot, and I don't want to do that. It's on the final drive and there's seals in there, so I really don't want to heat it up too much. but I don't really know what else to do. I gotta figure out how to get this sprocket off. So if you guys have any tips, have any tricks, please leave that in the comments down below. I can use that ASAP, because hopefully I'm going to use one of these comments from this video to get this sprocket off. But I want to get it off ASAP. I'm sure you can hear the rain up here on the tin roof. It's been raining all day today. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So I'm not going to be using this machine really anytime in the very near future. But I will be using it next week, so I'm trying to get this off. Once I get this off, I'm ready to go. I actually bought some spare, not some spare, but I went to Bobcat today and bought some stuff. Some for this, some for the T190. And I'm going to pull that in here in a minute and show you guys. I'm going to go out there and get all wet, show you guys the new machine. But where are we at here? Okay, so I got these for the T190, the belts for the T180, but I've got these here, which are new plugs, the ones that I have to take out to change that final drive oil. I got new ones because whenever I did the T190 that was 2 weeks ago, but two of these started to strip pretty good. I got them out and I got them back in I have a little fear I'm not going to be able to get them back out, but I think I'll be able to get them back out. But I didn't want to do it again, so basically I put it in there knowing that it was going to be getting fixed, and here's my fix. So I got all new ones of these for both machines, 4 for the T180, 4 for the T190, and that way I'll put some anti-seize on those, and that way we have fresh threads for next time I go to pull them out. It's not too terrible, but you can see some rust in there. You can see I got PV blasters setting in there, but they are pretty nasty, so I figured I'll just go ahead. I think these were about $3 a piece, so for me it was a little peace of mind being able to put fresh ones in there and know next time when I go to do this in 500 hours that I don't have to worry about it. And that's what they recommend on this drive motor oil, is 500 hours. And then these are the releases for the tracks. So if you watch that video, that's how you get the grease out of the tracks. The one on the T190 was stripped out, but again, I got it off, I got it back on. And the one I actually had to take off the Zerk itself to get the grease out, and then I just put it back on, pumped it up with grease. So I'm going to have to fight that one off, but I wanted to get new ones so I can do it the right way in the future. So just a few little parts here, but it is stuff that's going to make it easier on me, and like I said, give me a little bit of peace of mind going down the road when I have to do these repairs again. So that's enough of me talking, but hopefully if you own a Bobcat, that was a good bit of information for you that can help you out on your repairs down the road and save you a little time looking for the right wrenches and things of that nature. So without any more information, like I said, I'm done talking. Let's show you that T190. Here she is, guys. It's a 2004 T190. It's standard foot controls, open cab, nothing special about it, manual bob attach. I wasn't really looking for a machine, but the right deal came up and I just couldn't pass it up. So we will do our typical to it, go through it, check everything mechanically first, which we already kind of did that. It did need a drive motor. I found it, actually it was in a field whenever I bought it. So we replaced the drive motor on it. We went through the routine maintenance, got everything going, moved a little dirt around with it. I do think it still needs some tinkering, but everything's solid. I know it's going to work for us. It doesn't have any leaks. So we're getting ready. Actually, I got the decals off of it. I did that a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, something like that. So we're going to be going through and just giving it our paint job. We're actually going to make it a twin to that guy over there, so it should look pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's got 2,800 hours on it. Needs some bushings replaced, things of that nature, but it fires right up. Runs good, actually runs really good. So I'm not scared about it, not worried about it. And it's kind of cool actually, because pretty much everything on that machine is the same as this machine, other than the way that it lifts. But all the inside's the same. A lot of the hydraulic stuff is the same. The track system is all the same. I mean, the location of those filters, the way those filters are, everything's the same. The engine's the same. So it's going to be nice having both of these. If I have a problem on one, I'm going to be able to know to look for it on the other, and vice versa. And just different things like that, and having to do certain repairs is going to be nice, because things that I've done on this in the past 3 years, that's how long I've had this one, but anything I've done to this is going to be pretty much the same as it is on this. So all of the stuff that I've done in the past, I'm already prepared on this machine. So with that being said, I'm about to waste a can of PB blaster going around spraying all kinds of different bolts that were a pain in the ass to get out. But I'm actually looking forward to this machine. I'm looking forward to having two machines. A little peace of mind in case something goes wrong on one. You don't have to panic, and you don't have to blow a lot of your money on rental. And just being able to have two machines opens up a lot of doors. So we'll be able to do more work. We'll be able to leave machines on jobs and still do what we need to do. In the past few years, we've been stuck, even before this, when we have our 743 and 773. We had always had issues where we had to bring the machine home because we had to load different things, or we needed the machine for whatever reason around the shop or around the house. But having two machines will give us a little flexibility. We'll be able to leave one of them on a job and have the other one at the house to load up. So I was planning on buying a new machine, but I think I'm gonna hold out on that and just ride these two out. I'm having some truck issues, so I'm gonna address all that, and I'm gonna keep these two machines. And that's kind of what I'm doing now, just going through everything on both machines. I'm gonna clean both of them up really good. I'm gonna touch up paint on this guy, and I'm gonna give that one a paint job. And I actually got a sandblaster over here, so I'm gonna try to do a little bit better job. Whenever I bought this thing, I did a paint job on it right away, pretty much before I ever even used it. It wasn't horrible. It was better than that one is, but I just wanted to touch it up. I wanted it to look good. So whenever I first had this thing, it looked cherry. It looked pretty much brand new. And I didn't have my decal. Or yeah, I did. I had some had my red decals on it. I'll try to dig up a picture of that. But I had some different decals on here, but I did get it painted up and had it looking good. But I like the way I have it set up now better. But I am going to take that sandblaster, and I'm going to go through some of the stuff down here, like behind the tracks. You can see a little bit of rust down there, and like down here under this white here, all this stuff down here gets rusty. So I'm going to go through that and just kind of see what I can do with it without taking too much apart. And I'm going to do the same thing on that. I may end up taking like the attachment plate. I'll show you real quick. I may end up taking like this plate off here, just to where I have these arms coming down, and I can just like hang the cylinders up temporarily or something, so I can blast all this bottom part of this arm and repaint all that. It's really not bad. It's just surface rust, but I think that's going to be the quickest, easiest way to get it down to paintable material, is just taking it all off. So I may end up doing that, but all in all, it's a good machine. It's gonna run good for us, I think. This one's got 2,300 hours. That one's got 2,800 hours. So two high-hour machines, but doing the proper maintenance like I'm doing right now, these machines should go to 4,000 hours no problem. So that's what I plan on doing. I doubt I'll keep them to 4,000 hours, but I plan on maintaining them so whoever takes them after me can run them to 4,000 plus hours. Alright guys, that was a lot of information, but hopefully it was helpful for you if you're looking at a Bobcat skid steer, or you need to maintain your Bobcat skid steer, or if you just like watching this kind of stuff and you thought it was cool. But hopefully it was helpful for you, or if not, hopefully it was educational and informative. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can also hit that little bell, and it'll notify you every time we post a video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support. I'll see you in the next one.